So in this video we'll be going through reverse percentages. Now with reverse percentages you'll never really get a question that kind of defines what type of percentage question you're going to get. So it's really important that you kind of, with practice, establish and be able to read what type of question the percentage question actually is. So it could be just a basic finding a percentage of an amount. It could be a percentage increase decrease question. It could be a reverse percentage question. It could be working out percentage change, and it could be a compound interest question. So it's really, really important that you understand and be able to read and define and differentiate what type of percentage question you have got. So in this, what we're going to look at is reverse percentages. So this is when you're given the new and final amount after a percentage increase decrease and you wish to find the original amount. So it's like the opposite, hence the reverse, of a percentage increase decrease question, where you are starting with the amount and you wish to find the new amount. So kind of putting that into sort of context, if we just start off with, so here if we've got the old amount and we've got the new amount, then to get from the old to the new, what we need to do is just simply multiply by the decimal multiplier after the increase or decrease. Now in this particular question, what we're doing the opposite of this. So if I get a different colour, let's go for this blue here. So I'm going to go for the opposite here. So I'm going from new to old, is therefore, and as I'm doing the opposite, I need to divide by the decimal multiplier after the increase or decrease. Now the important thing that you've got to remember in this is that this decimal multiplier is the exact same as this decimal multiplier. The decimal multiplier, actual decimal number, does not change. The only thing that changes, to go from old to new you multiply, to go from new to old you divide. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So let's have a look at some examples. So in this particular example, it says that the price of a shirt costs £24.35 in a 15% sale. And we want to work out what the original amount was. So as again, we've got some steps here. So again, imagine that you're starting, so the first 3 steps is just you working out what the decimal multiplier is going to be with the increase or decrease. Now, the key thing that you need to look out for are some questions won't necessarily, particularly wordy questions, won't necessarily say increase or decrease. So they'll say things like has gone up, or sale, or depreciates, which are all words that show decrease, and there are many, many words that show that mean increase as well. So it's always important you kind of know and learn your vocabulary, particularly with some of these wordy questions. So going on from this, so what we're doing is we got our old price, which is what we don't know. We've got our new price, which is what we do know, which is £24.35. Now, if I'm going to be increasing, so decreasing by 15%, then my decimal multiplier, so just following these 3 steps here, so a decrease of 15% is going to be 100 minus 15, which is 85, and percent, and that as a decimal is 0.85. So to get from here to here, I'm going to be multiplying by 0.85. So to do the opposite, the opposite of multiplying by 0.85 is to divide by 0.85. So to work out the answer to this particular question, all I need to do is do 24.35 divided by 0.85. And if I type it, now while I'm typing it into my calculator, another good thing that you should be looking at is get an idea of what your answer should look like. So in this particular question, I'm buying something that is cheaper, and the cheaper price is £24.35, so the price has gone down. So when I'm working out the original cost, it's got to be higher than £24.35. So if I'm getting an answer that's smaller than 24.35, I know I've definitely gone wrong somewhere. And it's a case of just going back to the drawing board and working out what the actual answer should be. So type that into your calculator, you should get an answer of £28.65 to 2 decimal places. You do get a long decimal number, but because we're dealing with money, we only round it to 2 decimal places. And there is your final answer. Now, does this answer look correct? Well, yes, because I am expecting an answer that's bigger than £24.35 with an increase of around over 10%. So 10% is going to be about £2.40. Add another 5% to that, it's going to be another £1.20. So yeah, it's about right. So I think then I'm pretty confident that there is my correct answer. So moving on to another example. So it says that a rate of infection of a virus on Tuesday is increased by 62% from Monday. If the number of people who were infected was 1,353 people on Tuesday, how many people were affected on Monday? So looking at this, and it's always good that if you've got a bit of a waffly question, that you try and write things down. So Monday, we don't know what the the number of infected people was. Tuesday, we know that the number of infected people was 1,353 people. We know that it has increased by 62%. So again, working out what the decimal multiplier is, 100 plus 62% is 162%, and so that converted into a decimal is 1.62. So here I'm going to be multiplying by 1.62. So to get to the answer for this, the opposite of multiplying by 1.62 is to divide by 1.62. So to get your final answer, all I need to do to type in is 1353 divided by 1.62. And again, because the percentages increased from Monday to Tuesday, I'm expecting a smaller number for Monday. So if I get an answer that's bigger than 1353, I know again I've gone wrong. So 1353 divided by 1.62 gives me an answer of 835.1851852. Now with this is what the calculator tells me. So because we're dealing with people, I can't have decimal people, so what I need to do is I need to round this number up. So it's going to be 835 people is your final answer. Now if I left the answer as this decimal number, there is a good chance I could lose a mark, because again, although this is a maths question, it's about common sense as well. So always make sure that your answer is valid to the appropriate sort of scale and units as well. So then moving on to our last example. So in this it says the value of a house in 2018 increased from 36% from 2017. It then decreased by 8% in 2019 to be a value of £285,350. Work out the value of the house in 2017. So this is more what we call a two-step question, but something that we shouldn't really be scared of. It's just a case of just plotting down and displaying the question in an easier, understandable way. So we've got 2017, we've got 2018, and we've got 2019. So from 2017 to 2018, it went up by 36%. And from 2018 to 2019, it decreased by 8%. And we know that this price here was 285,350. So what we need to do is we need to do the opposite. So if I'm decreasing by 8%, so again if I do 100 minus 8%, it's going to be 92%. So that as a decimal is going to be 0.92. So go from here to here, I'm going to be times and multiplying by 0.92. And again, if I've got 100% here and I'm adding 36%, then that's going to be 136%, and that's going to give me a decimal equivalent of 1.36. So that's going to be multiplying by 1.36. Now because I'm going in the opposite direction, I need to be doing the opposite. So I need to be dividing by 0.92. And if I type that into my calculator, so 285,350 divided by 0.92, and that gives me an answer of 310163.0435. Now I could, obviously because it's dealing with money, I should be rounded up to two decimal places, so 310136.04. But because this is not the final answer, I'm going to kind of use this, or I should use this answer here. But depending on the level of question this is going to be, you might not lose any marks for that. Now, to get from 2018 to 2017, or to get from 2017 to 2018, sorry, I multiplied by 1.36. So to go the opposite direction, so back in time, we need to divide by 1.36. So I do the same answer, and if I've left it in my calculator, I can use the exact same answer. So just divide that number by 1.36, and I get an answer of 228,061.0614. Now again, rounding this number up to 2 decimal places, which is what you always should do with money questions, I get that as my final answer. And there we go. Now another alternative way I could have done all of this is just simply started with this number here and done those two things there, and I would have got to the final answer. So if I did 285,350 divided by 0.92 divided by 1.36, I should get the same answer. But again, it's always good showing it in parts, because if I, let's say, misread the answer on the calculator, or missed to enter something, I would get a couple of marks for at least working out what 2018 price was, if not getting the full marks for the 2017 price.